While I grew up, there were a lot of things I didn't understand. Many of you can probably relate to that, since kids don't understand most things. I didn't understand where I came from. I didn't understand all of these deep philosophical things. But that's when my mother and my grandmother introduced me to religion to frame my worldview. Religion is one way that many people answer the many questions that they have in life. People don't understand things, so they worship or they fear. This is a famous quote said by Alice Walker, and I relate to this quote heavily, and I think that it rings true in many facets of life. Many people have fears of the dark, fears of the ocean, because they can't see what's there. Many people are often racist or sexist or discriminatory in many different ways because they don't understand other people's cultures. In history, many civilizations were built on the worship of things that they simply did not understand. And also personally, sometimes I'll watch a movie that I don't get and I'll say that I don't like it. More often than not, if people don't like something, it's because they don't understand it. And I will articulate that further today. People are often scared of things like the dark, things like the ocean, things that are vague and mysterious because they can't contextualize it in their head. People see the worst. They look at the ocean, they don't see fish and coral reefs, they see sharks and killer whales. People look into the dark, they don't see what's there, or they don't see what's not there, but they see what could be there. People often fear things that they don't understand, and this is just one example of that. Another example is racism, sexism, and other forms of discrimination that have been present throughout all of human history. Many people who enslaved other races or discriminated against other races did it because they were different than them. That difference made it unknown to them. They didn't understand these people, so they saw them as subservient and inferior to them. They feared these people, so they enslaved them, they discriminated against them, and they did all of these harsh actions simply out of a lack of understanding. Not only do people create racist and discriminatory ideals based off of a lack of understanding, people create entire religions based off of a lack of understanding. Many ancient cultures, such as ancient Greece and the ancient Mayan civilization, built their religion off of the sun, off of the moon, off of the oceans, and off of any natural disasters that would come. Mayans believed in a sun god. Whenever the sun was up, they would give offerings and sacrifices to the sun god simply because they didn't yet understand why the sun came up. So they believed that they had to worship the sun so that it would come up every day. Something very similar happened in ancient Egyptian religions. They believed in the sun god Ra, who would only bring them sunlight and only bring them warmth if they worshipped him daily. People didn't understand the scientifics of the sun or of the moon. They only understood what they knew, that the sun came up when they worshipped. Yet another example of when the mind doesn't understand things, it often worships them. As I said before, there are a lot of things that I don't understand. When I was a kid, I didn't understand things, and even now, I don't understand a lot of things. People come up with frameworks of ways they view things that they don't understand. These can often formulate in ways of a religion or a belief system, but they could also sometimes form as a prejudice or a discrimination that they often use. It's important to not look at something you don't understand as an evil or as something that's less than, but to try to understand first and judge later. Thank you.
Woo!